Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where we talk about skincare, grooming, sometimes hair, so if that sounds like your thing, make sure you are subscribed. And come on over to Instagram where I post a lot of product reviews, I vlog a little bit on my stories, and you're gonna see a lot of things over there that you won't see here on YouTube. Welcome to the first of a new series, my one brand reviews, where we talk about some of the most talked about products from the most talked about brands within the skincare realm, and hopefully help you guys make up your mind about purchasing a product. All the products are going to be timestamped down below, so if you're here for one particular product, have a look down there, you can jump right to it. If you love skincare like me, then you probably have already heard of Krave Beauty. Krave Beauty was founded by beauty influencer Liah Yoo, who I personally feel has put a lot more credibility back into the beauty influencer realm, especially here on YouTube. As their tagline Press Reset suggests, they're a brand all about taking a step back, stripping back your skincare routine, and just giving your skin what it needs and what it craves. With no wildly outlandish claims or pushy selling tactics, they are an amazingly transparent brand that really does teach you to listen to what your skin needs rather than what the beauty industry is telling you your skin must have. Let's talk about the products. So Krave as a collection when compared to other beauty brands has a very small amount of products, but I also feel this is a real reflection on the brand's ethos of making skincare simple again. A minimal but effective selection of core products. So they categorize their products into the supplement series and the core series. In the core series, we have the Matcha Hemp Hydrating Cleanser and the Beet the Sun, aka the Beet Shield sunscreen. And in the supplement series, we have the Kale-Lalu-yAHA and the newest offering, the Great Barrier Relief Serum. I just want to take a moment here to talk about the packaging and the kind of language that they use on their website when it comes to their products. There's so much information on their packaging, but not in an overwhelming way. It pretty much answers all the questions that you're gonna have about the product and your skin. So it tells you who it's craved by, the kind of skin it's craved by, what series it's from, the key ingredients, how to indulge, so when to use the product, not just the time of day, but when your skin needs it, its place in your routine, and then just a little bit about the product as well. If you head over to their website, you'll see a really good description as well of who exactly needs it, and they do it in a way that you'd kind of like speak to your friend about, you know, this is what's wrong with my skin, what should I use? For example, under their Kale-Lalu-yAHA, it says who needs it, and it says my skin feels congested, clogged, and I want to regain the youthful glow lost, which I think is a much more nicer kind of universal language. You look at brands like The Ordinary where you have to know your ingredients to know if it's a product you need to use. I feel like Krave is the exact opposite, where they make it very, very simple if you need it or not, based on how your skin feels. So let's start off with the products. We're going to start with the cleanser. So this is the Matcha Hemp Hydrating Cleanser. It's a hydrating cleanser packed with antioxidant-rich ingredients. And like the website says, it leaves you with healthy, pH balanced skin. The texture of this makes me think if hemp was made into a jam, this is what it would be. Like, it wouldn't look out of place on toast. But what does it do? So Krave describes the Matcha Hemp Hydrating Cleanser as an antioxidant cleanser that doesn't mess up your skin barrier, lifting everything your skin doesn't want while leaving what it needs. It also has some very interesting key ingredients, including of course matcha. Matcha, we all know, is full of antioxidants, so you're delivering a nice dose of antioxidants to your skin, whilst the hemp seed hydrates. You've also got vitamin B5 in there, and also sodium PCA, which is an ingredient I didn't really know existed, but that's basically in there to keep your skin barrier intact. So here's my opinion. I love this cleanser. I must be using it for about a year now. So often cleansers overly cleanse, leaving you with a tight kind of motionless face, skin that you can't really like stretch, and it's a horrible feeling. That squeaky clean feeling is not a sign of a good cleanser, and this is exactly what this doesn't do, and that's perfect. Like the description says, it does just lift away things that you don't need and doesn't rip away all your natural oils, and your skin comes out the shower feeling nice and hydrated and still smooth and soft somehow. I don't know how they've done it. So I'm still yet to find a cleanser that leaves your skin feeling as good as this one does. It really is great for all skin types as well. Let's move on to the Kale-Lalu-yAHA. So this is of course a chemical exfoliator, an AHA to be exact. that helps resurface and exfoliate the skin. AHAs are known for their ability to kind of obviously give you a good exfoliation, so unclogging pores, but also with helping fading dark spots, redness, basically any imperfection you can see on top of your skin, AHAs can usually help with. Obviously we'll talk about the ingredients in a bit, but it's got a ton of antioxidants in there as well, of course in the form of kale. So the ingredients are of course glycolic acid, it's an AHA, which generally helps improve the look of your skin. It's got kale, spinach and parsley, which are your antioxidants and your vitamins as well. But guys, it's also got aloe vera, vitamin B5 and hyaluronic acid, and if you've been with me for a while, you know that these are 3 of my favorite ingredients of all time ever. Aloe for me is very soothing. Vitamin B5 and hyaluronic acid is great for keeping your skin feeling hydrated as well. So yeah, some of my favorite ingredients in a chemical exfoliator. My favorite things altogether. So as someone with oily skin, I would usually opt for a BHA as my go-to chemical exfoliator. BHAs often work deeper in the skin, but as someone with oily skin, I'm more prone to kind of the dark spots and pigmentation left from breakouts. So it's vital that I have an AHA within like my skincare rotation. This is also 5.25% AHA, so it's really good for someone who hasn't used a chemical exfoliator before and wants to get into chemical exfoliating using a gentle chemical exfoliator. Saying that though, I've used crazy percentages of chemical exfoliation on my skin, and this is one of my favorite and most effective chemical exfoliators. But yeah, if you're new to chemical exfoliating, this is a great one to first of all see how your skin reacts to them and also work out how much of it your skin can take. So yeah, I'd recommend this for beginners and skincare enthusiasts alike. Next up we have the Beet the Sun, aka the Beet Shield. I believe it has 2 names because due to certain regulations they couldn't sell it as a sunscreen as such in America, something like that, business stuff, I'm not sure. So this is obviously a sunscreen, it is a chemical sunscreen. Again, packed with antioxidants, it's incredibly lightweight, doesn't leave a white cast. So this is an SPF of 47 with PA++, if all that sounds like jargon to you, check out my SPF video. It also contains vitamin C, which is known to help boost the benefits of a sunscreen. But of course one of the main ingredients is beetroot extract, and I don't think I've ever seen a cosmetic product use beetroot extract before, but the Krave website lists some of its numerous benefits as moisturizing, helping to reduce pigmentation, also the signs of aging. If that's what it does, put beetroot extract in everything, I'm here for it. But one of the main things I want to talk about is the allantoin that is in this sunscreen. Allantoin is known to help reduce irritation and soothe the skin as well. Even with some of my favorite sunscreens, I find that my skin gets very itchy throughout the day in sensitive areas on my skin, like my forehead and my cheeks. So my sunscreen goes on absolutely fine, but then during the day, I get like these little prickly, itchy bits on my skin that I start itching, scratching, itching. And then they become spots because I've just irritated my skin. That does not happen with this at all. In fact, nothing happens when this goes on my skin in the sense that I don't feel it. I can't feel it there. It's insanely light. It goes on super smooth. Yeah, I just experience no irritation with this at all whatsoever. This is by far my favorite product that Krave offers. All the products are amazing, but sunscreens are one of those difficult products where like you have to use it, but you really don't want to because it can kind of like make your skin feel not nice. In my opinion, as someone with oily skin, it makes it feel heavy and sometimes irritated, but it's a product you have to use. Everyone has to use it. There's no excuse. But this glides on the skin effortlessly, like it doesn't even feel like it's there, as I mentioned. As someone with a patchy beard, I need to protect that skin under there as well, and this goes straight into my beard without like rolling up and leaving white bits on my facial hair, which has been a huge issue for me in the past, trying to get a good sunscreen that doesn't do that. I also never thought I'd have like a special occasion sunscreen, if you know what I mean. You know, we all have those products we only use when we're going out because people are going to see us and we want to look extra good. This sunscreen is now included in that because it gives my skin a nice healthy glow. It also kind of like I don't even know if it's supposed to, but it does dye down the redness on my face a little bit. So whilst it doesn't leave a white cast, it leaves a nice glowing look to my skin, which I love. If you wear makeup, this is supposedly a great primer as well. So yeah, I want this by the bulk. I love this so much. I actually really look forward to using this, but I also hate using it because I don't want it to run out. Let's move on to the latest release from Krave Beauty. This is of course the Great Barrier Relief. Probably one of the main reasons that you guys are here. Now is a good time to mention actually that Krave obviously only ships to the US and South Korea. I'm in the UK, and a lot of you guys ask how I get my hands on this. I actually get either my friend from Korea or my friend from the US to ship it over to me. It is not that expensive, seeing as I spend my money on skincare and food. You know, they're like my main outgoings. This one was actually gifted to me by Liah/Krave themselves, so thank you so much. New UK law, I have to state that very, very obviously. But yeah, for me, these products are worth getting shipped over. They last such a long time. So yes, back to a GBR. This is a skin soothing serum that restores your damaged skin barrier whilst evening out your complexion. Some of the main ingredients in this are actually oils. So you have your tamanu oil, your safflower oil, and your rosehip oil. 3 amazing oils, one of which I haven't used before, but we'll talk about that in a minute. This also contains ceramides, cholesterol, and squalene. I love that word, squalene. Sounds like a Pokemon. And the site says here that it's there to mimic a healthy skin barrier. So this actually couldn't come at a better time for me. I have only been using this for a week, so this is really going to be more about my initial opinion. And one of those initial thoughts was that with all these amazing oils, I thought this might be a little bit too heavy for my oily skin for me to use during the day anyway. At night, I don't care how oily something is, I will put that on my skin. But it's not. The texture surprised me. Even though I watched the video about the launch of this product, I was surprised at just how light and fluidy this serum was for something with so many oils in. It's a weird texture of a little bit thicker than your average everyday serum, but a lot lighter than a light moisturizer. And for me, it's not heavy on the skin, it's not sheeny and greasy looking on the skin either. You do feel like you used a moisturizer, but a very, very light one. But yeah, it's not half as thick and heavy as you think it's gonna be, or as I originally thought it was gonna be. Also, my dehydrated skin area we know is here. It's on its way to being repaired, but my damaged skin loves this. The instant soothing feeling that it has on this damaged skin barrier, my dehydrated skin, is so nice. It's that same relief as like putting aloe vera on a sunburn, you know, that instant soothing. And whilst my dehydrated skin has been getting better, up until now it hasn't felt not tight, if that makes sense. So this area has always felt tight. I think 3 days into using this day and night, my skin feels bouncy again. It feels like more soothed. That tightness has gone. So I'm just generally loving not only the instant effects of this, but also how I think it's gonna improve my skin in the long run. So one thing that really hit me was the smell, and that's not in a bad way, but it's the tamanu oil. It has a very, very distinctive smell. Now, it's not bad at all. I don't think it's bad. It's very earthy. And when I was first using it, it took me forever to kind of work out what the smell reminds me of. But it reminds me of celery. So it's got like this earthy smell to it, but also this kind of like crisp lightness, freshness to it. So yeah, whilst initially you're hit with that smell of tamanu oil, once you put your sunscreen or moisturizer over, the smell disappears within like an hour. Speaking of layering up, I haven't been using a moisturizer during the day with this because this is so nourishing. For me, it gives my skin that nice moisturized feeling, so I just go straight into a sunscreen after this. But yeah, let's talk about this tamanu oil a little bit more. It's kind of known to be pretty much a miracle oil for things like hyperpigmentation, scarring, all that kind of stuff. I've had a bit of a bad breakout on my forehead recently, and usually when I have breakouts, I'm guaranteed to be left with a dark spot. Whether it's obvious or not, I will have little dark spots on my forehead or wherever I've broken out. Now, usually these spots take, for me, about 2 to 3 weeks to completely go. One thing I've noticed with this in particular, and I've not changed anything else in my routine, so I am putting it down to this, is that this is speeding up that recovery recovery time a hell of a lot more. I feel like within 7 days of using this, I'm where I usually would be 2 weeks down the line, if that makes sense. So I really feel like this is speeding up that recovery process for me, and the soothing benefits of this as well on inflamed and irritated skin and breakouts really helps as well, because it stops you touching it, it stops you itching it when it gets too itchy. So this has really helped not only with the scarring side of it, like after the breakout, but during the breakout, it's really helped kind of like just soothe my skin and help me relax and help me think this is going to be over soon. So yes, I'm definitely starting to understand Liah's obsession with tamanu oil. I definitely want to give this like another 3 weeks to see how it's really transformed my skin, and I do feel it's going to transform my skin. But yeah, not surprisingly, I am loving this so far. If you've used it, I know it's pretty new, it's been sold out twice, so let me know your thoughts as well down below. Krave is by far one of my favorite brands to incorporate into my skincare routine, and products I will always reach for, knowing that my skin will love it and that I'll love the results that I see on my skin. They've done such an amazing job at making it clear of what they stand for within the beauty industry, and they're really securing their place as one of the best skincare brands around today. A highly trustworthy brand that I would definitely recommend to friends, family, strangers, everyone. When beauty influencers start their own brand, they're often seen as like YouTuber brands and products, if that makes sense, and you never really hear much about them outside of social media, but Krave is completely different. I feel like Liah and her team have done such an amazing job at making Krave a true competitor with some of the biggest skincare brands around today, and that's due to everything from their packaging, their website, the language that they use, the transparency of the brand, and the simplicity of the brand as well. Krave really is such a huge sigh of relief in a time where consumers are being bombarded with the next miracle ingredient, the next miracle product that you must have. And in a time where we don't really know what we need for our skin, it's nice to have a brand that just tells you what you need, what you don't need, and just keeping it simple in a time where every brand is coming out with the next best thing. I believe they're currently working on a moisturizer. If they are, I cannot wait to get my hands on that. I am looking forward to a time where the majority of my routine is going to be Krave Beauty. I hope that's helped you in the decision to whether or not you're going to try some Krave Beauty products. I'd highly recommend it. As always, my videos are an open discussion, so please let's discuss in the comments down below. Check out the videos to my side, a playlist here full of skincare tips and tricks, and of course my most recent video. But that's it for me now, guys. I will see you next time.